Hey, I'm Marcus.
I'm Atrax, and he's selectively Nick.
We are Working Class Nerds.
Cue the intro. That's right, we are Working Class Nerds, the podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information.
Today is Thursday, December 7th, 2023, and you can find this 225 podcast on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio Podcast, and anywhere you can find a podcast in the galaxy far, far away. Sorry, I added us to a new directory because I didn't think we were going to be there.
iHeartRadio. You can also find every single Working Class Nerds episode on YouTube. Just search for the Working Class Nerds podcast or go to youtube.com/@workingclassnerds. Click on playlist, click on Working Class Nerds, and boom! Every single episode, past and present, right there, right at your fingertips for your listening pleasure.
You can watch me completely fail at video games Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays at kick.com/MarcusB814 and at twitch.tv/MarcusB814, full of ads.
You can also watch me play video games Friday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/A_Atrax.
And you can see Nick in the classrooms every day with migraines and completely sand falling out of places that shouldn't be, but we are all on the social media. I am at MarcusB814.
I am at Atrax_A.
And he is at Nick Vern. That's NickVern. And in this 225 episode, we have the Elden Lord himself, Rykanz, on the show. He's a streamer and a lover of all Soulsborne games. And he never dies. Ever.
Never dies.
Ever.
Never.
Ever.
Never. Nope.
Never when he plays games. This is how much of the Elden Lord this gentleman is. So, dude, welcome to the show, and what have you been up to?
Well, lately I've just kind of fallen into the loop of working and then streaming. So I'll work all day and then just stream all night. So I've been streaming like Apex, and I just finished on the topic of the Souls games, I just finished a co-op Souls game called Lords of the Fallen. That was a lot of fun.
I'm trying to remember. Did we play that game at PAX?
No.
What was the game we played at PAX?
We played Anatria and Dark Souls, or not Dark Souls, Elden Ring.
Well, Elden Ring, that clip is going to go down in infamy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I didn't know Atrax was there, and he was over my shoulder, and now I've never played any of these games before, any type of Souls game at all, ever. And so I was standing waiting for, I don't remember what game it was. It was almost like a Payday style game. And there was a monitor with a controller, and I started picking it up, and it was right around a point where you were a character, and there were like these spinning, like it looked like teapots with hands on it, and an Elden Ring. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And so I never played it, and so I grabbed the controller, and all right, nothing was attacking me, so I figured out what the buttons did. I said, okay, I know what to do. So I took like 2 steps. This thing came spinning at me, killed me in one shot, and I was like, what the heck is this? So it respawned me at a Grace, which I found out later that it's a Grace. So I spawned at this Grace, and I went back, and I was like, I could kick this thing's ass, like, no problem. Like, let's go.
That's what you always think.
Yeah, well, so I did it, and I actually got, like, 2 hits on him. But then he decided to do this, like, Tasmanian Devil, like, super spin and hit me, like, 6 times, and I was dead.
Yep.
And right at that point, I went, it's just not fair. And I turned around and looked at him, and he recorded the whole thing.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Caught in 4K.
It's on the YouTubes. I'll send it to you.
Oh,
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. But anyway,
Yeah.
So what nights a week do you stream?
I try to stream from Tuesday to Saturday in that range, and I start around like 10 p.m. EST.
You start at 10 p.m.
Yeah. So I stream overnight, pretty much.
Until when?
Usually like 3 in the morning or so. I'm definitely a night owl.
Okay, and what time do you go to work?
Well, it kind of varies. It's anywhere between 8 and 10 in the morning. So, well, I would start at 8 and 10 in the morning. So I would be up. Usually I'm getting like 4 to 5 hours of sleep. Sometimes less. But
so I just have to ask the question. Why not start streaming at like 8 or 8:30?
Okay, so when I did start streaming, that around like 9 or 10, or I guess around 9 was my usual start time, and that was years ago. But over that time, I've kind of accumulated like people all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So because of time zones and stuff, I kind of have to keep my stream time consistent so that all those people can still pop in. So if I start too early and stuff like that, like there might not be as many people able to pop in at that time. So I'll usually start later in the night so that everyone comes in at the same time. But yeah.
Wow.
He knows his community.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, I get it. I get I'm kind of the same way. So, but I start at 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I go till like midnight because I have to be up at 5 every day. But it's just, we're living the same life. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
And it's exhausting.
I thrive on sleep deprivation, so it's quite the lifestyle.
I would say the real problem for myself lately is that whenever I finish doing whatever said task I've done for the day, or at night, like last night I finished doing something and it was 11 o'clock, but instead of just going to bed, I turned on Elden Ring.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
And played it for another hour, and I didn't want to stop, and I'm like, oh man.
Yep.
So you said you're playing Apex. Do you do the ranked, or do you do just regular queues?
I do both. Usually if I'm doing ranked, I always make sure that I'm playing with people. Obviously, it's better to have a full squad for that, but there'll be some nights where I'm just like playing pubs or something like that, and I'll just be queuing with randoms.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like Apex. The only flaw for myself with Apex, and I don't know what you guys think, is the magazine clip sizes are way too small. And I know that's a part of the mechanic of the game.
Yeah.
Because they don't want you killing somebody with one clip. They want you to figure out either to switch a gun or reload, but I hate that about the game.
Right, yeah. I mean, there is like the magazine things. Like you can get the upgrades for your guns to get bigger magazines and all that.
Yeah.
That's part of the loot pool. But yeah, starting out with all the guns, it's like, man, it feels like you shoot 2 bullets and your gun clicks already. It's like, oh, geez.
I recently installed Apex again to join the private lobbies that you've been doing with a bunch of people.
Yeah,
because isn't that a new thing?
Well,
to Apex, or has it been a while?
It's been out for a while now, but we haven't really I guess we haven't really just collectively come together and talked about it. But a lot of people in the community now have Apex, so we have enough people to start those lobbies. Because I think you need a minimum of 6 or 8 or something like that just to start the lobby. So we've been doing the smaller game modes, and then you need was it 30 people or something to start an actual battle royale. So we haven't gotten there yet, but we've just been doing little party games. Oh, it would. Oh, that would be so much fun. Having 30 people. that would be wild in a Discord call, though.
Max in a regular Discord, unless you have your Discord boosted like crazy, max is 25 people in a Discord chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You'd have to have squads or something.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys are going to do that one night, and you let me know, I would totally download the game to join that. The reason why I say that is during our clan nights for Destiny, 90% of the clan nights, we end it with a private PvP match. And the amount of shit talking that happens between a bunch of friends is so fantastic. And I mean, at the end of the day, everybody just wants to murder me, and I want to murder Duft, and then Wolf comes through and sneaks out the W. But my point is that I believe it's It's the greatest thing ever. Now you don't rank up, you don't get experience or anything, but it's just that extra fun that you don't get with regular PvP because you're only playing against your friends. So even if you don't like PvP, it's still, I mean, you still might hate it, but it's still really fun.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Atrax.
Yes.
Other than me berating you with Elden Ring stuff this week, what have you been up to?
You have sent me a lot of shorts.
It's so
Like-
good.
Oh,
It's
dude,
addicting.
how do I do this? What do I do that? Oh, should I do this instead? Oh man, I fought this guy. It was kind of hard, but I beat it after a while. Man, you know, I really wish I could play this on stream a lot more, but I'm just exhausted. I'm going to bed, dude. 10 minutes later. Yo, here's another short. I thought you were going to bed. Well, I'm in bed. I'm watching YouTube, dude.
Mind you,
man.
and it's, you know, and it's like midnight, 1 a.m. East Coast. So it's really only like 9 or 10 West Coast. And
Yeah, I'm just chilling.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
prime
Good
time for
times.
Atrax. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is prime time. So today I got something kind of big. I bought an Oculus Quest 3.
Which one is that one? Is that the
It's-
is that the Meta one or is that the Steam one?
Yeah, the Meta one,
Meta, yeah.
Okay.
and it's the most like recent one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's got because Steam Link is out and they've had the Steam VR set, and a buddy of mine was like, "Hey man, I know you really like games, and VR is kind of in a good spot right now." And I was just kind of like, I don't know. And he said, "All right, try my Quest 2. You can borrow my Quest 2 for like a week. Try it out. Let me know what you think." And then, you know, so I was like, okay. And I started playing a couple games on Quest 2, like a mini golf one and a bowling one.
Sure.
And there was like a dungeon crawler and an FPS and stuff like that.
Ooh.
And I was just like, this is all right. I'm screwed. This is going to be a purchase. So payday came in, and I saw on Amazon that it would come literally the same day. So I was just like, all right, screw it. So I got it. It's charging back behind me, behind my little Tetris light thing.
I can see the
I'm
white
hoping.
cord.
Yeah, I'm hoping that this episode goes kind of quick so that I can, you know, get over there and start playing. But
Well, just so we're clear, it could end really quick if he answers the one question incorrectly.
oh, that's a good point. Yeah, he could.
I
Have
don't think he's
going
to be that guy, but
we'll never
that could
know.
happen.
Yeah,
now,
we'll see what
with
happens.
so let me ask you about the
It's a lot of
Quest.
pressure.
Yeah.
I played my first ever VR game at PAX, which was Pinky Blinders, right? Pinky Blinders.
Blinders.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
fun, but I'm old. My favorite first-person shooter game of all time is Half-Life, right?
Yes.
And they have a Half-Life VR game,
yes, they do.
and I want to play it so bad, but I cannot justify spending $500 on a VR set.
Well,
When-
allow me to be a terrible person here. You
guiding
could get
hand.
you could get a Quest 2, which
No.
are like a dime a dozen.
Yeah, but hear me out. When you buy your computer parts, do you buy the budget one or do you save your money and buy the best you possibly can so it lasts a long time?
It kind of depends on if I like use it. Well, the computer I use it a lot, but like consoles, I still have my Xbox One and I have my PS4 Pro that I'm not going to upgrade to a PS5
Right. I guess
because
what I'm
I can
saying
play
is
my PlayStation
like
games.
I care about graphics and like
That's fair.
if I
Yeah,
could get a
you
Quest
would
2
probably
if
be
like
that.
if I could buy a Quest 2 for like $50, sure. I would do that like just to try it. But I know it would drive me crazy that the game doesn't run well when there's an upgrade. Like right now I'm in a pickle because I have a 3090 and it's doing okay at 4K, at 120, but like Elden Ring is burying that card right now. And I know it's not my CPU. I know it's not my RAM. It's actually throttling that card. And I'm only getting like 70 frames in 4K. And it's bothering me because I can see the grainy glitches. Elden Ring is literally destroying my card. Because it's on maximum across.
Right.
Like, max everything.
Do you play uncapped or do you cap it at 120?
I cap it at 119.
Okay, gotcha.
You should, like, even like your webcams, they say you should cap them at 59.95 or 59 frames because it uses a lot more whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I was just curious if you were playing
So, are you
uncapped
going to
or not,
buy
but
Beat Saber?
So that's my kind of disappointment. I had a Rift a long time ago.
Okay.
Oculus Rift, which was I think like 2017. So VR's come a long way. I logged into my account and none of my games transfer, and I had Beat Saber. Ooh. So I'm gonna have to get it again. I'm hoping to wait for a sale. It's not currently on a sale now. But like winter sales, I was going to say winter sales literally just around the corner. There's a ton of good VR games on sale right now for VR Fest, so I'll probably wait on Beat Saber. But like the I Expect You to Die trilogy is on sale as a pack, which is like a kind of like a escape room, except you're a spy. And so you're like in this room and you have to figure out how to get out, and there's all sorts of funny things that happen. And
that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a good game.
There is this one game that I saw a while ago for like VR called Robo Recall. I don't know if you guys have heard of it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, you have. It's like a okay, so it pretty much looks like you're in the Matrix or something, but it's like a robot revolution, and you're this guy that has to go through and like defeat all the robots and stuff like that, and you can catch bullets and throw it back at them, and like you get all these cool guns and all that stuff, and some of it's like slow-mo. It looked pretty cool to me. That's probably one of the first games I would get.
That was one of the launch titles for like VR in general was Robo Recall. I remember that game when I had my Rift. That was good times.
Yeah.
The other one that I'm really excited to play is called Gorn. It's
Gorn?
Gorn. It's basically like a gladiatorial pit.
Oh,
but it's like kind of cartoony, and the guys have like super giant chests and arms and tiny legs, and they just like run at you with different weapons and stuff. So that game, when I originally, like I said, when I had my Rift, I was playing it, and I didn't realize I was like hitting down. There's someone's like on the ground, and I was like, I think I was hitting him with like a rock or something, and I smashed my controller into the floor, and it just like, and it broke all over the place. And I was like, dang it, there goes $100 for another controller.
Rip.
And so I'm excited to get back into that. Hopefully I don't break these controllers. That would be sad.
I just always say, wear the straps.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But Steam Link is available on MetaQuest, so I can play all my Steam games. And soon there's a VR injector that will let me play like regular games in VR. So I'm looking forward to that. So like Lethal Company and all those they call them like flat games.
You've been playing a lot of Lethal Company lately, huh?
I have been playing a lot of Lethal Company. Go check out the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
They're actually really good. Like, I'm never going to play the game, but watching it, it's like comedy mixed with creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then listening to Atrax and his friends act like schoolyard boys trying to get stuff done. It's actually comedy.
I also like how you set up the videos as it's like kind of like a body cam footage kind of thing. So like when the video starts up, it'll show like cam 2 or something like that, and then you'll go through and do the whole thing. That's
yeah. My goal is to get like more people, different people and stuff. Same style of like found footage, but more people. And if we get the recordings like theirs, if they record kind of similar to me, then we can switch between perspectives.
That would be
So,
cool.
yeah. So I want to keep making those videos. They're a lot of fun to make. I've got one, working on one now. I'll probably finish it tomorrow and put it out for the weekend. So yeah, go check that out. And VR is great. One other thing that happened this week, CS2, there was a big false ban wave that went out, and that was a sketchy notification to get at work. the
Stop
other day.
cheating. Get
Just-
good.
Yeah, right. Stop cheating. Get good. Stop cheating all the time. Stop playing with cheaters. It was resolved the same day. I think later that evening, like shortly after I got home, I could play again. But still, it's rough because Counter-Strike has been under fire a lot for the massive amounts of cheaters, and now people are like, "Oh, there's someone clearly spin botting in my game, and I'm the one who gets banned."
Yeah.
You know, like, so it really sucks, but also these things happen. Like, it's just, it is what it is. If people didn't cheat, then this wouldn't be a problem, you know? But cheaters gonna cheat. It is what it is. That's just how it goes. But it's already resolved, so it happened. And if you're still banned out there, then try and get it resolved. It's that time, gentlemen. In Game of the Year news. If you didn't hear last episode, normally this would be Game of the Month, where we highlight a Working Class Nerd's Game of the Month. But since it is the end of the year, we are highlighting the Working Class Nerd's Game of the Year. We're each going to take an episode to talk about our Game of the Year. At the end of the month, then we will talk about the community's Game of the Year, if anyone wants to chime in and let us know what your Game of the Year was. So this week, of course, we have the Elden Lord here. And Marcus said on the last episode that his Game of the Year is Elden Ring. So this episode is dedicated to Elden Ring. Now, for me this year, I replayed the game 4 hours on stream. I started as a wretch with nothing. And my whole purpose was just to meme Marcus, and it worked because in those 4 hours, I made it to Margit, and I beat him and killed him. With no armor and no just the
impressive.
club. It just
dang.
beat him down.
I just hate you.
I mean, it took me 4 hours. It took me 4 hours, dude. Like,
That's
Dude, I
still
had
pretty
to tr-
impressive.
I had
Beating
to
Margaret
try,
with a club.
man.
Hold on. I'm pulling up my
I might
Steam
have
info.
had a weapon. I might have had a weapon.
You had a weapon. Of course you did. Who don't?
Well, I mean,
Okay.
I might have like upgraded my weapon instead of
Okay.
the club.
So just for the record, I've played 9.5 hours in the last 2 weeks. Okay, and I have not beaten Morgat, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
So
okay.
backstory. So backstory is for me is I played this game. So we went to PAX. At PAX, I bought the game. I bought it in the hotel and tried to download it off hotel internet. Bad idea. It literally took
Yeah.
the entire trip of downloading to download the game. I got home and I played it once and I was like, oh, this is fun. And then I was like, Destiny 2. And then I would go back a week later because I was playing it one night a week on stream. And I would get my shit pushed in so bad because I wasn't looking at the game any other way. I was looking at it as like, oh, it's like Jedi Fallen Order where I can put it on story mode and just willy-nilly whack stuff.
There's
And
no
that
easy
is-
mode.
yeah, exactly. And that voice right there is the little kid in me. And I was getting trolled so hard by Nick, Rayu, and Atrax. I literally took my controller one day and I like almost broke it in half. And we were just in a Discord call. I wasn't streaming. They were playing Call of Duty, the Call of Duty raid, and I was playing Elden Ring, and I was getting so mad. And they were just saying little trigger words. They weren't even saying get good. They were just saying little tiny trigger words. And I'm 40. I have never in my life ever rage quit a game in my life. Ever. until that day. And I was talking to him, and then I said, motherfucker, and I left Discord, and I just sat there and stared at my computer, and they were like, he definitely rage quit. He definitely rage quit. And 20 minutes later, I came back, and I didn't say anything, and I started playing the game again. I was like, and then all of a sudden, I was like, I'm really going to beat this guy. And they're like, wait, you're back playing it? Yeah, I got to beat this guy. And then I think I rage quit one more time, and I didn't pick it up again. So fast forward months until the month
wait, hold on. I have to interrupt you because I need to give you my perspective on this whole thing because it was hilarious. Because like he said, I'm playing Call of Duty with Rayu and Nick, and we're gaming, and he's like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing, bro. This is ridiculous. This guy is absolutely impossible, blah, blah, blah. And we'd be like, well, you got to dodge, man. Like, you're not dodging appropriately. You need to attack correctly. Like, you just got to dodge, man. Oh, no. I'm trying to dodge. Dude, he hits me every time. Oh, God. I can't believe it. And we're like, dude, it's chill out, Marcus. Come on, man. Just dodge. You'll be fine. And you're like, no, dude, I can't believe. Ba-ding. And it's quiet. And we just start laughing. And now 5 minutes go by, 10 minutes go by, and we're still playing Call of Duty. And it's like, I think he's really gone. I think he's gone. 15 minutes. Ba-ding. Yeah, I beat him. I beat the enemy. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Came by for seconds.
Where do I go? Where do I go from here? Oh, here's another guy. Oh, what do I do here? Oh, what? I'm dead. What? Are you kidding me? Ba-ding. And he was just gone. Oh man.
Oh no. Wait, so it was rage quit twice in one night then?
Yeah.
It was like he left and then he came back and we poked him just a little bit more and then he was gone.
No.
And I didn't pick up the game I didn't pick it up for 3 weeks went by, and Atrax is like, you're done with Elden Ring. And I was like, yep. So fast forward to sometime in November, towards the end, or no, probably I would say middle of November, it started to bother me because YouTube knows that Elden Ring is my trigger. So when I watch YouTube Shorts, they were giving me all these Elden Ring videos. And I'm like, I don't even play this fucking game. Why are you giving me this game? And then it started to get in my head. And I'm like, how am I going to let this game beat me? Like, how am I going to let this game beat me? Like, this is not even right. And then Dr. Gameology had got in my head because that's what he does. And he's like, in the back of my head, the game is meant to make you mad. It's a game. It's meant to frustrate you. It's meant to test your patience. But what happens when you win is going to be a great feeling. So one day, I just started playing it again. Uh-oh. What just happened on my computer? Oh.
Uh-oh.
Weird. No, we're good.
Okay.
And so I started playing it again, and this time I created a new character, starting from scratch. And believe it or not, I think it was good for me to do that because, like, I already had an idea of where certain things were, but, like, I didn't know enough about the game because I stopped playing it, like, 12 hours in, and it was just bad. Like, I didn't realize you had to, like, run around and, like, grind and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. There's a bit of farming.
Gotta find stuff.
Yeah. So, anyway. So that's my game. That's the long-winded version of my game of the year. Whether or not I beat it, I don't know. Like, I want to, but right now, this game is not going to beat me. That's my mentality.
That's the
You
right
hear
mindset.
that, Elden Ring?
That's the right mindset.
It's not gonna beat you.
Well, it's going to beat me. It's going to.
Oh,
Anyways,
it's going to beat you several times, and then you're going to beat it. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm going to just... Yes, Atrax, thanks. My week has been great. Elden Ring is all I've been doing, thinking about everything.
Yeah. If you're going to get into your week. If you enjoy the game of the year, tell us your game of the year in the Discord. !Discord if you're in the chat, or check the show notes if you're listening. Go to, I think it's under gaming, game of the month. I will edit it to say game of the year now. And let us know so that we can pool the results and let you know in the month's end episode. Marcus, how you doing?
Well, so like I said, I've fallen down this Elden Ring tree. And this time, like, I'm taking my time. I still get my ass kicked by that guy at the gate front ruins. He's the asshole covered in armor, and he's got a long, like, stick, and he stabs you, like, 3 times along. No, not the tree sentinel. No, he's just a regular soldier in the gate front ruins in that little, like, group.
Oh, in the
that,
camp.
Oh, yeah.
The camp where you get your first
mega
map fragment.
soldier.
Right.
Yeah, the mega soldier. That guy still kicks my ass every time. Like, what?
He's a pain.
I just tell him every time. Every time I go in there, you're an asshole, and I'm gonna beat you. And then he fucking stabs me 3 times, and I die. And I'm like, you cocksucker. Like, but I'm having so much fun with it because I have this new mindset. I fucked up my stats, but I'm owning it until it's time to respec. Once I respec, it'll be better. But I've put everything into strength when I should have put it all into dexterity. On a samurai.
Oh, samurai, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, on a samurai. So I should have done dexterity, but at some point I'll be able to respec. I got to own it now and go from there. But what's awesome about it, and Atrex isn't kidding about the messages that I send him. Between him and Dr. Gameology, I'll message him every day about something going on in the game. And I'm exploring, I'm grinding. Like, I explored a whole area this week, and I ended up near something called an Erd tree. And I found this, like, elevator. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go down. So I go down into this elevator, and it looks like a full fucking castle into the basement. And I see all these things glowing, and I'm like, ooh, materials. There was a lot of shit outside, no enemies. So then I go up towards the gate, or the entrance to this castle, underground castle, and there's like these stone lanky guys with these like glowing rods. And I was like, well, let's see if I can do this. So I hit him once, and it did 24 damage. He stabbed me with this stick. Instant kill. And I was like, all right.
Sounds
at least
about
I got
right.
I said, I got to go get my loot. I said, at least I got the loot, and I left. I was like, this place is not for me yet. I am nowhere near leveled enough to come down into this giant hole. And as I went back up the elevator, I told myself in my head that, Marcus, sometimes quitting is okay because you're going to be back and you're going to get the win. But right now, you're just pressing pause on this area. So I came out and I was like, all right, I'm clearly not meant to be here as a rookie to this game. I've never played anything like this. So I decided, I went back, farmed, and I've been beating some bosses. And the big one for me right now is I'm a Nightmare Raider from an MMO. Like the hardest raiding in an MMO I did. The problem is there were things that they put in the game to help you beat these bosses. I mean, everybody still had to do their job, but there were things that gave everybody a buff in the raid to make it a little bit easier to beat if you couldn't like cross that threshold. But they're looked at as like a cheat. And that's how I feel about these summoned spirits. I feel like, because I used the summoned spirits 3 wolves on these boss, like they're like matching like beasts in a cave. Oh shit, I forget the name of them. Damn it. There were 2 of these things.
Were they the 2 stone sphinxes?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
The Crystallians.
Hold on.
Oh,
Pumpkin King.
Did you send me a picture of them?
Dual Beastmen of Farum, Azul.
Oh, you're on those. Okay.
Yeah, see if I can find a picture.
Are those the guys that jump all over the place and go crazy on you?
I don't know.
They go crazy.
They go crazy. They
I
just
don't
start
know.
swinging like crazy.
Well, it's in the
Anyway, so I start swinging.
it's in the area. Yeah. Can you see it on my camera?
Yep. Okay.
Oh yeah, those guys. Okay.
Okay. So I summoned my wolves, and they basically did my job for me. I think I dodged twice. Right? And like I took a couple hits, but I was like, whatever, the wolves got my back. And I decided that can't be the way to play this game, because I feel like I've never played any game like this. I need to learn the mechanics of the game, and using those things is allowing me to cheat. And it's not cheating because they put it in the game, but it's skipping me to learn the mechanics. So when I actually get to a boss like Morgott, where I actually have to do something, I'm not going to know how to, because I didn't play the other bosses that I fought. Because
you can still use them.
Yeah.
You can, but they're not going to do anything. He's going to kill them in like 4 seconds.
They do something, man.
They are pretty. If you upgrade them enough, they can be pretty
Dude.
beefy.
No, dude, though, even, like, especially the jellyfish, even just it drawing aggro for a little bit helps so much.
Gets those openings.
Yeah, it gets you openings, and you can, like, juggle the aggro. And
Wait, so is the Elden Lord saying that it is okay to use summon spirits?
I mean, you're on your first playthrough, right? I feel like on everyone's first playthrough, at least at the start of the game, if not the whole game, everyone had to have that little buff of like every now and then, hey, I'll throw in someone to go draw some aggro. Maybe I'll get an opening here and there, depending on how hard the boss was.
Yeah, but I feel like, okay, the Cat Sphinx, that was where I first used them. Like that made, like I fought that boss months ago, and I literally streamed it for 7 hours and I beat it. It took me 7 hours to beat that Cat Sphinx thing, right? Atrax was there. I went bananas when I beat it.
Oh,
but I didn't use any spirits. This time I used spirits. I annihilated that thing. It was a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the early game bosses, it seems like the summons are kind of OP. So let me put it like this. Okay, the early part of the game is probably the best part for you to learn. Like you to learn what you have to do, like all the dodging and opening, like when to look for an opening and stuff like that. And then late game, like when the bosses are really starting to amp up a bit, like when you get to like Melania or like Godfrey or any of them, it is very beneficial to, at that point, use a summon, because for the most part, the boss is probably going to kill your summon and then focus you. So you need, it's nice to have that little like cushion of him killing your summon first, having a little bit of damage off the boss, and then you 1v1ing it.
Sure.
It's a bit easier that way.
And that brings me into yesterday. I was really late. I edited the podcast late this week. Sorry, everybody. I've been super busy, and Nick kind of put it on my lap that he was super busy, so I got it done. Anyways, I finished it. It was like, I did finish the dungeon in Destiny with Scarlet and Cheese, and the new dungeon in Destiny is actually pretty good. They did a good job with it, but it's almost ruined. Like, the dungeon being good is almost ruined because it's confirmed that Bungie sucks ass. Like,
Yep.
like I understand. Okay, so I look at things in a business mindset in two different ways. First way is, I think Bungie sold their company to Sony because they had the offer of a lot of money, but I don't think Bungie was making a lot of money. I think they were spending a lot of money. So they said, we're going to sell the business to this giant corporation. We're going to keep our independence, and nothing's going to worry about it, and they're going to pay the bill. But then they made the worst expansion ever, which was Lightfall, completely fucked over the community with a lot of paywalls, all that stuff. And And then they laid people off, which I'm in business. I get it. Like, that is okay. Like, laying people off is okay. But doing it the way they did is fucked up. And finding out that it was because we're down 45% revenue. Oh, that's kind of on them. But to top it off, they just came out and said that if Final Shape doesn't hit the numbers they do, they're basically going to fire the entire Bungie board and Sony's going to take over the game. The game studio completely. They got rid of all bonuses. They got rid of all raises. Everything is a hiring freeze. Basically, they've taken away all, like, the employee perks. Like, I didn't realize, like, if you work at Bungie, they pay for your lunch every day for the first months that you work there as a new employee. Like, come on.
Okay.
You're paying these people. Like, you don't need to pay for their lunch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there was a lot of extra stuff that they cut out, but all the articles that I'm reading is like morale is really bad. It's gotten really corporate. But I don't feel bad for them because you signed up for this. You sold your business to a giant corporation. What did you expect? Shareholders run those companies, not the people that work there. Right? Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
it kind of that kind of takes the awesome taste out of my mouth for the new Destiny dungeon because of all this shit. But it is really good. I had a lot of fun doing it. And yeah, it was great. I got to finish it. But then, again, 11 o'clock at night, I turned on Elden Ring again. And I said, you know what? I'm no bitch. I'm going to Stormvale Castle. And so there were so many enemies. I just rode my horse past all of them. Like, I'm not even fighting all these people. But then you get right up to the gate and there's this fucking catapult thing shooting arrows at me. And, like, thank God my horse is such, like, a tough son of a bitch. And my horse like, fuck you, we're making it through this door. And I got to kill him, and then, like, 6 enemies came through the door, and I didn't die. Which I know they're, like, baby enemies, and they're not really hard. But, like, usually I would die in that situation where there's, like, multiple people coming after me. But I survived, so that was a win. But I regret starting the Morgott fight because there's a cool cutscene I got, but it wasn't on stream. But I pulled Morgott twice. I think I got like a sliver of damage, like a sliver of damage on him.
That's progress.
But what I did was I actually stood back and kind of ran away from him because I wanted to see what all of his movesets looked like. But then the cocksucker fucking threw knives at me. These white, yellow glowing knives and killed me. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And I don't know much about it. All I know is there's 2 phases in the fight.
Yeah.
And obviously phase 2 is going to be a lot harder than phase 1. But let's get phase 1 down. Yeah. But this is all circling back to my nightmare progression. So when we raided in SWTOR in Star Wars The Old Republic, like, it would take you months to beat a boss. Like, your team would literally get in there every week. You would run 2 nights a week and work on just 1 week you got to 96%. The next week you get to 95%. You progressed. Like, that's how hard these fights are. So I have that mindset now, and I know that it's going to take me that long to beat these bosses. But the difference between this and a Nightmare Raid is that now I'm going to be able to, like, if I get really pissed off, I can just leave the area and go farm runes somewhere and go back and beat them.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I did realize that I am, like, my health bar is, like, that big. And Morgott literally hit me once, and I was dead. Like, every time. 1 hit, and I was dead. And I was like, all right, I got to go back and grind for runes to get more. So I'm going to go kill some more bosses. I'm sorry I'm rambling a lot about this. There's another thing I wanted to ask you guys. There's an area that has, like, these worms that are, like, sticking up out of the ground. And when you walk past the worms, there's, like, a concrete sphere that has a circle on it, and you stand on it, and you drop down or go underground, right?
Yeah.
And there's a boss in there.
Yeah.
Okay? You can't summon anything in there, and it's a straight up 1v1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? This boss, he like is so low to the ground, and like he's got this like dagger, and he's got like this bleed thing as soon as he hits you. This dude fucked me up.
Oh yeah. He is definitely one of the harder like early game boss. You were talking about what, Black Knife Assassin, I think?
Yeah, I think so.
Is it him?
Hold on.
Because he's a guy that kind of like slinks around like that, and he definitely has that bleed buildup.
And his attacks are like, especially if you're new, his attacks
No.
are kind of hidden.
Oh, it's not?
Like the attack.
No.
points.
That guy's that's way above me. That guy looks like the guy from
This is going to be in Limgrave somewhere.
Oh, you're talking about the Everjail. The thing that you walk up to. It's like the giant, the giant concrete circle you go into, and it like summons you, like everything turns blue, kind of like purple around you, the whole arena.
Yeah.
You're talking about where you get a Bloodhound or something like that. That's where you get Bloodhound's Fang, I think.
Is it? Yeah, I think it's Bloodhound. Bloodhound Knight Darrowwill.
Yeah, him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. Yes, that asshole.
Yep.
Yep.
He's the one that jumps around all over the place, and like he'll do like wide sweeping attacks and stuff like that.
Yeah, so he's strong versus standard, slash, and strike, but he's weak to lightning. I don't have anything with lightning in it. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Just beat his ass, dude.
Well, I'm going to. Like, he's on the mission. What I'm saying is I need to get good. Okay? I'm terrible at this game, but for anybody watching, you know that I've gotten better from when I first did the playthrough, because, like...
Yeah.
And I'm focused on it, and, like, this game can't beat me. So I'm going to leave Morgoth, and I'll come back. But, like, I've only leveled up my health 2 times, I think. And, like, my strength is at 20. That's where I currently am.
I will say, that boss that you were talking about, the Bloodhound's, whatever his name was, for my first playthrough, the weapon that you get from him is the weapon that I used all the way until the end of the game.
God damn it.
It was a very good weapon. It hits extremely hard, and it applies bleed. So
I
highly recommend beating him.
Yeah, the Uchi Katana is really good. And the other thing that I will say, this is my final point before we move on. Like, smithing stone, like, I've been trying to get more smithing stones for fucking ever, and I can't find them. And then when I don't need them, I find them.
No.
That's what I need right now, because then I can make my Uchi Katana or whatever the fuck it is a +3, because that'll be maxed out in that starter area.
Mm-hmm.
Because that applies to bleed, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And bleed is like one of the... Well, I think they nerfed it at one point, actually, but it's still one of the strongest status effects in the game. Bleed and Frost. And Scarlet Rot.
Anyways, shout out to Broadsword. 7.4 released this week. I'm going to get into it this weekend and check out the new stuff, but, you know, congrats to them. They had an issue in the game, and they put out a patch the next day. Just saying, BioWare never, ever did that.
Shout out to Broadsword.
Yeah, AIE news. Tuesday night's Clan Night, Destiny 2, 9 p.m. Eastern. 9 p.m. Also on Tuesdays, Star Wars The Old Republic Mandatory Fun Night, where the fun is mandatory, but attendance is not. And if all this sounds fun to you, go to aie-guild.org, get our Discord information, top right-hand corner of the website, ask for a guild invite. Whether or not you play SWTOR, Elden Ring, Destiny 2, any of the games that we play, we would love to have you hang out with us. All right, as customary, you know, Nick would usually have to pee at this time, but Nick has been select on his choices to be here with us.
The Imperial officer command is just
Yeah, he's got an imperial
know.
migraine today, which
Yeah.
really means he has sand falling out of his butt. So we'll be right back. Hey, everybody. It's Marcus.
and Atrax,
And we want to talk to you about Working Class Nerds merch.
the merch store.
The merch store is full of different things. Whether or not you want Marcus B814, you want Working Class Nerds, Nick Vern 51, and soon to be Atrax's, go over to twitch.tv/Marcus B814, click on the merch store, and check it out.
Yeah, there's a super awesome panel, and you can add it right in your browser. Don't even need to venture off the Twitch page. So you can watch Marcus and buy merch at the same time.
And we're back. So today, the Elden Lord has got some questions to answer, and we're going to be throwing some Elden Ring and some Dark Souls and maybe some of the other games into the mix.
Okay.
Let's the first most important question is, how long was your first playthrough of Elden Ring?
Oh, jeez. Okay, so I streamed that game for... Man, that was probably about a month, if not more. Like an entire month straight. Like, and every time I streamed that game, it was about 8 hours.
Oh my God. Starting at 10 p.m.?
No, well, it was a little bit earlier during that time. I think I started there
Okay.
around maybe 8 p.m. or so, and I would go till 4 in the morning.
Oh my God.
I was addicted, man. It's a
Wow.
problem. But man, it was probably my first playthrough. Jeez, I really don't know the full exact answer to that, but it was definitely, man, I don't know, 70, 80 hours, something like that.
Sure.
Probably, maybe even close to 100. I dumped a lot of time into that game.
All right. What was your first Souls-like game?
Okay, so, I did way back in, man, I don't know, I must have been in, middle school or something. I did end up playing Dark Souls 1, but it was extremely brief. I got to literally the first boss. It was the Abyss Demon or whatever it was, and I couldn't beat it. I was like, man, this game's not for me. Whatever, I just stopped literally right there. But my first Souls game that I really got into and I really put time into was Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. And
Yep.
that is currently my favorite game ever. If I were to rank my games, that would be at number 1. Because
Yeah. Go ahead.
going through that game, it was okay, so that game has the system of parrying more so than dodging, right? And I found that I was a lot better at timing the parries than trying to predict when to dodge properly, and some of the bosses in the other Souls games, if you dodge, you'll dodge the first attack and they'll do a follow-up swing, and they'll just hit you after you dodge or something like that. But with Sekiro, you can just parry back to back, and I found that I was a lot better at that than dodging. So Sekiro,
No stamina too.
yeah, no
Oh,
stamina. Oh,
dude, so nice.
So
I'm with
nice.
you.
But I dumped a
saw
lot
a
of time into
video.
that one.
I saw a video of it was parrying at its best, and it started off with Elden Ring parrying, and then it switched to that game you're talking about, and
Yep.
it was insane.
It feels so good, man.
they were gliding across the floor,
Yup.
and the bosses were going so fast. I was like, I can't even watch this. How can you even play it?
Ting, 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 and
ting,
then
yes.
you
It's
attack
like an anime
3
fight.
times, and then it's
Yes.
back and forth. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, yeah.
It's so cool.
Oh, I gotta replay that game.
Such a powerful feeling. Oh man.
That's the first time I saw it. Was Atrax was streaming it.
Okay.
All right. What was
you guys
that?
hear
What was
that?
that noise?
Yeah,
that
what
was
was
like
that?
wind or something.
No, I think my wife was dragging the dog bed and it hit the like the metal vent cover in the
Oh,
floor.
so it's like,
Dude, it scared the living shit out of me. Did you see that?
dude, we could hear it through the microphone. Yeah, that was
was loud.
that's- wow. I was like, what the fuck is that? Anyway, okay, so Dark Souls 1, you quit. When did you make your comeback?
Oh man, it's like literally would have been what, like 3-4 years ago, I think. So way after I tried Dark Souls 1, I came back to to Souls games.
And what was your first one when you came back?
It's Sekiro. It was
Okay.
Sekiro. Yeah. Yep. I dumped so much time into that one. I had an absolute blast. I felt like a god with all the whole like parry system. It felt so cool. Oh.
Dude, can I have to interject my fun Sekiro thing here.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go.
So my first 2 playthroughs of that game,
Mhm.
I beat and I always butcher his name. The first boss, Gyobo, the guy on the horse.
Yep.
My first 2 playthroughs didn't die to him.
Dang. Okay.
First two playthroughs didn't die to him.
Zero
I had been
deaths.
parrying 0 deaths.
0.
And I still have yet. And because I've only done 2 playthroughs, but like that's
Yeah,
it. I'm
yeah.
I'm not fighting
Are
him
you-
anymore.
Are you when you die in that, do you drop like your runes?
So is it you lose all your experience to the next level and you draw and half your gold?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But can you pick it back up?
No.
Nope.
You just lose it.
It's unforgiving. It is gone. You gotta farm it
Rip.
back up.
It's although honestly, gold isn't nearly as bad as the experience point in my mind.
Yeah, the experience is what you really need.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow. Okay, so seeing that it was back in the day, you're playing Sekiro. Are you a PC or a console gamer?
So, man, pretty much my whole life I was a console gamer until I literally, like, started streaming. Or, well, I actually streamed a while from my console, and then I upgraded to PC. And nowadays, like, on my PC is pretty much all I play. Yeah.
So do you
Yeah.
mostly play keyboard and mouse or controller?
I'm still on controller. I've still got that little bit of console player in me.
So you never
For-
use a mouse and keyboard for
Even
any
for
game?
Apex?
For Apex? You're
Apex,
using
I'm on
control-
controller. Yeah.
No shot, bro.
Literally, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's actually
Yeah,
insane, dude.
bro. Oh yeah, of course you can kill things. You're using aim assist. Like,
Oh, yeah.
get good.
Yeah. I need that boost, you know?
Yeah.
All right.
I might like, shh. Like I think we might be getting closer. He might. That answer might be pushing us towards the most important question of the show. He might be that guy.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
no.
He might be.
That's
that guy.
okay. That's later.
All right. So, would you say, like the Dark Souls 1 and 2 and 3 are like blocky and they're hard to play, versus Elden Ring or Sekiro? Because Sekiro, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, is so smooth.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
and the graphics are pretty good, but it's so smooth.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah.
so because Sekiro was the first FromSoft game that I really tried, like you said, it is insanely smooth and like the graphics are amazing and everything just flows like butter pretty much. But I have seen like I've watched gameplay of Dark Souls 1 and 2, but I don't think that I could personally go back and play those two because they are like pretty clunky. I mean, I guess I could, and I would still have fun with it, obviously, but it wouldn't be like that fast-paced Sekiro, like you know, I feel like I would be kind of like trudging along and stuff like that. But Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring, I still felt were extremely smooth and played very well. So
what you're saying is we need to get your community to come up with a way to get you to play Dark Souls 2 on
oh
stream.
no.
Wait, no, which one is better now? The Dark Souls 1 remastered, or would it be Dark Souls 2 regular?
I've heard Dark Souls 2 is like the worst one.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Dark
So
Souls.
maybe like a Dark
remastered.
Souls 1.
Dude, I would
get him to
not
beat
play
that boss
2.
that he walked away from all those years ago back in
The
2005.
very first boss in the game.
in 5th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I remember throwing my Dark Souls game disc across the room. I was so pissed off.
Yep.
But
It's
what's
stuck in
that
the
other
wall.
one?
Jesus.
Whoa. You were definitely mad.
Oh
I was mad, dude.
You're freezing.
What's that other Souls game?
Bloodborne,
Yes.
PlayStation exclusive one. Yeah.
Yep. That's a very good one. I did a full playthrough of that one as well. That I would rank as literally my second favorite game ever. Just because like the aesthetic is so good. It's like that dark, like goth kind of like concept.
Yeah.
The mechanics were insanely good. They have this mechanic where if you get hit, you can hit the enemy back and gain some of your health back, which is really forgiving. But like all the weapons and stuff in that game are super cool. You can get this giant, like it looks like a giant pizza cutter, and you just walk forward, and it's like mowing the lawn pretty much.
My
It-
favorite
It's a lot of
Go
fun.
ahead.
my favorite weapon is the threaded cane. It's the most gentlemanly weapon of all time.
You
And then
tried to
it
get me
turns
to use
into a whip, and it like freaking whips people.
Mhm.
It's actually so good. I don't know why Ryan doesn't use it. Uh,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you mentioned that Bloodborne is your second favorite game of all time. So
Mhm.
what's your favorite game of all time?
Sekiro is number
Sekiro.
one.
Okay.
Yeah,
alright.
yeah. Number
I thought
one.
you had said that, but I was just making sure.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so why did you start streaming in the first place?
Okay, so I started streaming when I was around, like 19, I think. I'm 24 now, so like 5 years ago, pretty much. I was coming out of high school, like it was kind of that whole thing of, you know how when you graduate high school you lose touch with a lot of your friends and stuff like that, and
Of course.
and all that, yeah. So it was kind of the whole thing of like, I grew up watching, you know, Markiplier and PewDiePie and all the big streamers and stuff like that, and I saw they had this huge community of people that supported them and had fun watching their videos, and it was just a good time in general. And I was like, I have a passion for gaming. I don't have like a lot of IRL friends to, you know, hang out with. I don't have a lot of people to talk to anymore because everyone's, you know, off working and busy with their own lives. So I was like, maybe I'll give this streaming thing a shot. We'll see how it goes. And I actually started off streaming Fortnite. That was like the first game I really streamed, and Rainbow Six Siege as well. But I don't really play much of those now anymore. But it was kind of the concept of just, I wanted to meet more people and make more friends, and I guess just kind of give people like a safe place to talk and meet with everyone and just kind of be themselves in an area that they won't be judged and stuff like that. So it was just kind of like me just wanting more friends, pretty much, and it's definitely gotten there.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's been a good ride.
So you play a ton of games on stream. Why do you do that instead of just playing like one? Why variety?
Variety stream. Okay, so like I said, when I first started out streaming, it was mainly just Fortnite and Siege, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I ended up having a lot of bad interactions with the Siege community. But when it seemed like whenever I streamed any other like game besides Fortnite or Siege, like no one would really pop in. So it was kind of like the concept of, I felt trapped in a category, pretty much. I
know the feeling.
I felt trapped
Yeah.
in one place, and I couldn't like expand. I couldn't play what I want to when I want to. It was like,
Right.
if I stream, I need to play these games, even if I'm not in the mood for them. And I hated that mindset. It was killing me. So eventually, I got to the point that I just stopped playing Siege. I would just boot up whatever game I wanted, and I started realizing like there were a ton of more people that would come in from like Subnautica. I got a ton of people. Sekiro, when I streamed it, a lot of people came in, and
Sure.
it started getting to the point that I didn't feel as like I didn't get that trapped feeling. I realized that I could branch out more, play whatever I want, and people would still come in and watch and hang out and have a good time. So to this day, I feel like it's more fun to just play what I want when I want, and people will still come vibe.
I mean, to your point, you have so many people that sometimes you don't even start playing the game for like 2 hours.
The tradition, yeah. So at the beginning of every stream I do, I don't even mean to do it, it just kind of happens, but it pretty much ends up just me talking with chat for like an hour straight about just some random shit that comes up, and we'll just be messing around for an hour, and then after that hour grace period, I guess we'll actually get into the game. But yeah.
It's the pre-show.
That's right,
Yeah,
the pre-show.
but that's also really good because,
Yeah.
you know, the statistics show like variety gaming doesn't work. But
Yeah.
if you have your community who's willing to come hang out with you, and so what if you chat with them for an hour and then you play? You're not sleeping anyway, so you might as well.
Exactly.
There you go.
But it also, when you chat like that, people get a real feeling of who you are as a person. You know, in the reason why podcasts are so beneficial is because it's not a 30-second interview on TV, right? You're talking with this person for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and people are actually getting to say, like, I understand who this person is. You can't hide who you are in 3 hours. You're going to have something come out that somebody may not like. You know what I mean?
Right.
For me now, I find that streaming like one game is true. When you're in one place, SWTOR for me, Destiny for me, like you feel trapped. And believe it or not, a couple people in the last couple weeks have really helped me let go of that, where I'm no longer just playing one game, because you know what? As much as like it's good for if you're trying to grow, but it's not letting me grow for me.
Right.
And as long as you have consistency in whatever it is, people will come, hey, Monday nights I'm playing Destiny, or Tuesday nights I'm playing Destiny, Saturday and Sunday I'm playing Elden Ring until I beat it. You know what I mean? And it's that would be from now until I'm dead. But going into the hard games, right? What's your mindset when you go in there? Because now that I've done it, man, like that game breaks you, or any of those type of games break you.
Yeah. So going into like the Souls-like games, or just the Souls game in general, you have to go in with the mindset of like, yes, I'm going to get my ass kicked at least 100 times, and I am going to get upset probably, but every single fight that you take with a boss that's kicking your ass or something like that, every single time you fight them, it's a little bit more learning. You know, you learn a new move that they get, or you learn a new move, or like a new opening that they have that you can get an attack in and stuff like that.
Right.
So every time you go in, whether he wins or not, is progress, because it's more of a mental game at that point than actually just, you know, getting good, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, too, it's everything in those games has a counter in one way or another. So even though it feels incredibly hard, it's just a matter of getting the right timing or something like that, you know?
Right. And there is those gimmick fights as well, which can be insanely annoying sometimes, because it takes forever to find out what the gimmick is. So like, for example, Fire Giant is kind of a gimmick fight, not entirely, but like you have to break his, like that ankle shackle that he has. You got to break that before anything, and then you can start doing damage. But those can be insanely annoying, because you can sit there for hours and have no idea what the gimmick is, and you'll just keep getting your ass kicked over and over again. Those can be the most brutal ones, honestly.
Or like Mikolash and Bloodborne.
Yup. It's, yeah.
So can you explain to me what a gimmick is?
Okay, so a gimmick fight is pretty much... So any of the other bosses you fight, it's pretty much just beating him down until he dies, right?
Okay.
Just swinging, dodging his attacks, getting his health bar down to 0, all that. A gimmick fight is pretty much, there is a like special thing that you have to do in order to beat the boss. So, like I said for Fire Giant in Elden Ring, it's a lot easier to beat Fire Giant when you break his ankle shackle. So once you break that, that's when you can really start like doing damage, and he'll like crawl on the ground and stuff like that. But it's just like this special extra step that you have to do in the fight in order to really start doing damage to the boss.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna hate that.
Yeah. You know what?
What?
That you're gonna hate it.
Oh my god.
So we talked about. Oh, for sure. We talked about streaming a bit. What's your favorite stream moment?
Favorite stream moment?
Great question.
Oh my gosh, there's a lot of good moments.
You
Wow.
can give what we call a Mount Rushmore of 3 or 4, but it's
Okay.
better if you give one. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's see, man. Okay, so I have this one of my favorite moments. I have an emote on my channel called the Rykanz bongo, right? And you guys know the little like bongo cat emote.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. I have this. I think it's a highlight actually, or a moment on my channel where we were listening to. I forget which song it was, but it was a really like upbeat, like intense song. Like it was going crazy, and I started going like this, and I yelled "bongo party," and everyone in chat just started spamming the bongos for the entire duration of the song, and I was just sitting there bongoing for like 3 to 4 minutes.
That is the best.
That's awesome.
It was just a chat wall of just bongos. It was amazing.
So do you have a channel redemption now for Bongo Party?
I do not, but
You should 100. Listen, if you're in a Rykanz stream,
it's a good idea.
make that happen.
Yep.
Get
Yeah.
them to do it. But you got to make it expensive, right? Like I do the truffle shuffle. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do the truffle shuffle on stream, but it's 75,000 channel points. Like you got to earn that shit.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like that is earned.
See, the thing with that though, there are several people in my community that have like upwards of 500,000 points or something like that. So I got to be careful.
Well, yeah, you got to suck it up. So
Well-
like the initial wave of them will be high, but then it'll slow down.
True.
You can also limit per stream too,
That's
if
also
you really
true.
want.
Yeah. Have like 2 bongo parties per streamers. Or
Yeah,
one.
so
Yeah.
I want to do the certain things. Like I want to do a scream and like a knock at a door as like a redemption, and then I want to have an instant death one where if somebody redeems something,
Rip that guy.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
just right away, just die.
Oof.
Yeah.
But it's got to be expensive, so they have to
Yep.
earn it, right? Like
You gotta
it can't
earn
be
it.
like, yeah, it's not going to be 10,000 points. You know what I mean? It's going to be earnable. Like you're going to think about like I'm going to be fighting Morgoth, and I'm just about going to beat him, and they're going to redeem it, and I'm going to have to kill myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's going to have to be
That's going to be
amazing.
abused so many times.
Well, of course, but that's
You
what
know
makes the community love you.
True.
You know?
Absolutely.
This is really near and dear to my heart. Who's your favorite Star Wars character?
My favorite Star Wars character. I've always thought it was R2D2. I might have to stick with that answer.
My man! My man!
It is,
All right.
oh man,
So, all right.
I've always loved him.
All right, so that is my favorite Star Wars character.
Hell yeah.
All right. Why is he your favorite?
I think it's just like, okay, part of it is his interactions with C-3PO and like
Okay.
how they like banter back and forth stuff like that. And on top of that, it also kind of comes from the Lego Star Wars game. If you guys have ever played his death scream
yeah.
was always just hilarious to
The
me.
Wilhelm, yeah.
Yeah, the Wilhelm scream. Oh my god.
That's good times.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great answer.
That's a
and
great
it's,
answer.
it's a great answer, but it's complete opposite of mine.
Okay.
So the
What was
reason
your
why
f-
he's my favorite is he's in every movie. He's always around. He never asks for anything, and he's always willing to help. And he doesn't need the Force to help. He just does it out of the kindness of his heart.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You know. Now, are you excited for the DLC that's coming for Elden Ring?
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm hyped for that. I've been the second that I finished my first playthrough of Elden Ring, I remember mentioning that I was like, man, I can't wait till DLC comes out and stuff like that, because Elden Ring was just something I wanted more of. I felt empty when I finished it because I put so much time into it and stuff like that. I was like, man, I just need more.
That's awesome.
I just checked my phone to see if they released the trailer. I think they're going to be releasing the trailer of it at the Game Awards today.
Oh, really? Ooh.
There's big speculation that... So the big speculation is they just did their earnings call, whatever their parent company is, that From Software is a part of. And they said that in the last earnings call, they said nothing about Elden Ring's DLC. And I guess they did the same thing when Elden Ring was coming out. So they said that they just announced it at the earnings call, which means the trailer is right here. It's probably coming out in February.
Ooh. Okay.
That's the rumor mill. So if there's a trailer today at the Video Game Awards, then I'm guessing it's coming in February.
That gets me excited. Okay.
That would be nice.
That would be very
and
nice.
like so the rumor, you can listen to the rumors or not, but they're saying it's half the size. The DLC is half the size of Elden Ring.
That's still pretty damn big. Elden Ring
Well,
had
it's been 2 years.
That's huge.
Yeah, Elden Ring had a very big map. And like
Yeah.
different areas and stuff like that.
But if you
And
look
the
at the
underground and all the
DLCs from
dungeons
if you look at the DLCs from Software, I guess they're always big.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're massive.
Yeah.
Like,
they
like
are.
Bloodborne's was huge. It added like so many new areas and stuff like that.
Right.
Yep.
So
And
that's
and
just
Dark
my
Souls.
that's just my and it's kind of like what I like about this game is like even if I beat it, I can go back and play a different class and it's a complete different experience.
Yeah. Well, you said you started out as a samurai.
I'm a samurai,
right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. See, I started out... my build was a little wonky, because I started out as a samurai, but I went pretty much full strength. Like, the whole
That's
game.
what I'm doing.
Yeah?
So what's the benefit of that?
Oh, I thought you said you were switching to dexterity.
I thought that's what you had to do.
Well, okay, so the starting classes are pretty much for your starting stats.
Right.
It doesn't
Exactly.
necessarily affect what you do past that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I chose samurai at first, thinking I was going to be dexterity, and then I got this weapon that's skilled off strength, and I was like, you know what? I'm going full strength. I adapted mid-run.
Well, I thought that was just what I should do because, like, I didn't look at build videos. I just started. So I have 20 levels in my strength, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna.
You could stick with it if you want to. Yeah.
Well, I was so worried that it's not gonna work, but like, I've got a long sword, but I don't know where all the gear is, and it's probably because of the area that I'm in that's not dropping gear. But
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
okay. What would
fair.
you say your? Go ahead, Atrax.
I just said that's fair. That's it.
What would you say your goals for your content creation is?
So recently I've been thinking about it actually, and I haven't really done anything with YouTube. I've been kind of looking into the idea. I've only been streaming on Twitch, and I was like thinking about it. It would be kind of fun to start putting out videos and seeing how that goes and looking back on them and stuff like that. So I might kind of dive into that direction. I got to learn how to edit and stuff like that because I'm
There's
not
somebody
well
at the
versed.
top left-hand corner of this screen that is like a pro, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure he could
Oh yeah.
explain it to you.
I might have to ask some questions here.
Oh, me. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll help
Honestly-
you.
Honestly, he's a pro.
Yeah.
I'll help you out.
I mean,
Whatever
it's
you
yeah.
built there. Then.
Well,
Hit me up.
the only
Slide
thing
into
I'm
the
gonna
DMs.
so a little self promote here. You should really come to Kick
Okay.
and multi-stream to
Multi-stream.
Kick. Yep. Because if you get the followers and you already have a community, ask them to follow you on Kick. There's not a lot of people playing the games that you're playing on Kick, which is a great opportunity to meet people, and the payouts are crazy,
Yeah.
like insane.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I'll break it down.
Yeah. Don't they have a different split for the revenue? Or
Yes.
something?
So revenue from a $5 sub from Twitch, they give you $2.50. Kick gives you $4.97 take home.
So almost the full amount.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh wow. Okay.
And if you make partner, or they call it verified, if you make verified, they will sign you to a contract where they'll just pay you hourly as well as all your subs. There's no bits on Kick, no ads.
So it's just subs.
Yeah,
Or
just
subs.
subs or donos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Subs. Yeah, and gift. Subs, gift subs, donos, and yeah.
Okay. Man, I didn't know this split was that big.
It's huge.
100%
But
almost.
the big one, like the goal, like Twitch partner, like once you hit Twitch partner, you got to work even harder, right? There's really no benefit to being a Twitch partner anymore, except being a Twitch partner in your opportunities grow because sponsorships and all that stuff. But like, I'll be honest, if Kick started paying me $25 an hour for every hour that I stream, it's not a bad deal, man.
That's pretty huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Even
It's
like,
$25 an hour? That's
well,
what
it can be. Like, I'm just saying. There's a
Oh.
verified streamer I know. He gets $25 an hour.
Wow.
It's based on how many people are watching your stream. But even, how about this? Even if they pay you $10 an hour, $15 an hour, plus subs, plus all these things, it incentivizes you to do more. And you get 75 emotes right out of the gate. Unlimited animated.
Oh, wow.
Kick
There it
is
is.
legit, dude. That's why I tell everybody, come to Kick. It's a better experience. Like, the website is a little wonky. They're still working through their problems. Twitch has been... It's like World of Warcraft versus SWTOR at launch, right? World of Warcraft came out in 2004, and they worked through all their bugs. But when SWTOR launched, it was buggy mess. You know what I mean? Still is buggy. But
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they are still fairly new, but
But-
it'll smooth out.
now you can multi-stream. Dude, it's the best thing I ever did. I just tell people that's my home. I have more emotes on Kick. I push Kick, and there's no ads. So like, I never ask for any money. I'm not asking you for anything. But if you go to Kick and watch it, there's no ads ever.
So do you
And
have
it's the same you.
do you have a larger community on Twitch or Kick then?
Well, follower wise, I have more on Twitch
Okay.
because I just started on Kick. But like, I've gotten it to the point now where more people are going to Kick because
okay.
there's no ads. Like it's
Ad-free viewing is nice.
yeah, and and our community, the nerds community, is super generous. When they come, they'll gift on Kick because it's a better payout for you, and they know it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a lot more streamer friendly, but I love Twitch too because that's where 9 million people are. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's fair.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, we've come to the question.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
It's my favorite question of the episode. Every single episode.
Okay.
There are many, many right answers. Like, pretty much all of them.
Okay.
But there is one wrong answer.
I'm probably
and
gonna
the
hit that
one
one.
wrong answer is so wrong that if you say it, we end the show. It's over. No outro, no nothing. Just
Oh,
It's
man.
just over.
There's a
dead
lot
air.
of pressure.
It's just over.
All
yeah,
right.
super. You thought that all the Souls bosses were hard?
Oh, no.
This is
is
the
the
real
working
challenge.
class
real
nerds
boss.
questions.
The working
are
class nerds question. All right, here it is. What is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Oh, this is scary because I don't. Okay. My favorite. There's no way this is the wrong answer because it's a local thing. But there's this one ice cream place near me that has an ice cream called white raspberry truffle.
You're safe.
Okay, we're
nice.
safe. All right. Whew.
Yeah, no problem. Not even close. That sounds wonderful.
that's like-
White
that sounds
raspberry
delicious.
truffle. Yeah.
Like, that sounds like a normal flavor. Do you want to know what the wrong answer is?
What is it?
Do you want to guess?
Pistachio.
Pistachio. Okay, that's one of the one I had in the
Pistachio.
back of my mind. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, the white raspberry truffle. It's like vanilla ice cream, and it's got a little bit of like white chocolate in it, I think, and then this like raspberry swirl that goes all the way through it. Oh, it's
That
so
sounds
good.
wonderful.
It's a
Yeah,
local
that
place
sounds
by
great.
me.
All right, I'm going to add a question. East Coast or West Coast?
East.
Thank God.
Yep.
That's the correct one.
Mm-hmm. It's the only way
Wait,
to
how
go.
far are you from Boston?
Okay, so I'm in Maryland.
All right.
So
That's probably 6 hours.
yeah, just about.
Well, the reason why is because PAX East is happening in March, and we'll be there, and A-Trax will be there, so.
Oh, okay.
We'll be there.
All right. I might have to
Come
look
PAX
into it.
East.
Yeah. Badges just went on sale.
When is that?
March
March.
21st through 24th, 2024.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have
That's
to put
pretty
in some
exciting.
PTO or something.
You know it.
Well, hey, tell everybody where they can find you.
So I am live on Twitch Tuesday to Saturday at twitch.tv/Rykanz.
RYKNZ.
RYKANZ. That's right.
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of
Working Class Nerds.